Good evening, Tottenham fans. Welcome to another episode of YouTubers React, where I get other YouTubers on to give me their say and reactions of today's game. Now, what a turnaround for Spurs today. What a performance they put in at Anfield. Now, I know a lot of people said Liverpool were poor, but that takes away what Tottenham did today. They showed fight, they showed courage. They were 1-0 down. They did not give up. They showed that they're up for the fight. They showed that they were playing for the badge. They did everything we've been asking from them for a long, long time. We had 13 players out, remember, and they still got a point at Anfield. I think this now has given me a lot more hope. And maybe, just maybe, this could be the turning point and give us a lot more confidence going into the next game in a must-win game against Nottingham Forest at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All of a sudden, I've got hope now that these guys can turn up and get us out of this relegation battle. I was starting to think myself that, oh my God, we could actually go down. And now I'm starting to think maybe we've got enough to go up, stay up. Talking about the game, well, I honestly believe that the goal could have been prevented by Vicario. But we have to also take into context that he did tip a shot onto the post as well, which would have been a goal as well. So he sort of evened that out. Soboslai's free kick was good, but it went near enough in the middle of the goal. I don't think Vicario's footwork was good enough to get across to save it. But all in all, other than that, I think Richarlison was absolutely... People know what I think about Richarlison if you watch this channel a lot. I think he was absolutely... everywhere. If you're in a relegation scrap, that's the guy you want up front for you, because he will fight for absolutely everything. Could have had a hat-trick today. He really could have. A few better crosses, and I reckon he would have. Some of the crosses were kept going too high for him. I honestly believe he could have got a hat-trick today. He was playing so well. Him and Solanke up front were a massive handful today. But I've got to give credit. I don't know who to give man of the match to, Richarlison or Danso, because I think Danso was absolutely immense at the back today. He was absolutely immense. He was headering everything clear. I need to go and check his stats because he was clearing absolutely everything. All in all, I just think relief. If anybody comes to my comments and says, I told you we was going to win, you're a liar. Nobody thought this was coming. Me, myself, I thought I was preparing myself for a big loss today. I was preparing myself for a big loss. From everything I've seen in the last 2 months or 3 months, I just didn't give us a chance today. And all of a sudden, we get a point. So I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very happy. We're actually starting to show fight. Now, the big question we have to ask as well, now, do we keep Tudor or do we wait for the Atletico and Nottingham Forest game and then see where we are? Because we've got a 3-week break after that. I think we should just keep him in. He's got a tune out of these players that are available. So we have to just keep pushing forward with that. Now, let me get some other guys on because I want them to have their say as well. And first up, I have Nigel from PureCoTV. Here's what he had to say.
Hello, Nigel from PureCoTV. So it's ended. Liverpool 1, Spurs 1. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I think all of us expected a heavy defeat today. But Tottenham showed a bit of pride, a bit of passion, and a bit of desire. Everything that we've been asking for as fans, those players on the pitch gave to us today. I have no complaints whatsoever. All I ask as a fan, that Tottenham fight, and they did that. If we played like that for the rest of the season, I think we'd be absolutely fine. I think on the day we were the better side. I think the better chances came our way. I think on another day, Richarlison could have had a hat-trick. But listen, we take a point. We're 1-0 down for a long time. Liverpool huffed and puffed were by far not at their best. But like I say, we take whatever we can get. Spurs played a little bit more direct today, and I quite like it. Fighting for that second ball. Richarlison played really well, I've got to say. I'm not a big Richarlison fan, but I thought he was man of the match today for Tottenham. Absolutely brilliant. And like I say, on another day, could have had more than his one goal. I'm really chuffed. I'm really chuffed. I didn't expect it. I expected a heavy defeat. The only negative, I guess, is that means Tudor's staying, right? But listen, if we put in performances like that, it doesn't matter. Guys, I'm happy. Smash a like for Alan at Tottenham Logic TV and for all the other creators too. Have a great day. Tottenham haven't ruined our weekend. Absolutely brilliant. Have a good one, guys. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
That's right, Nigel. For once, Tottenham haven't ruined our weekend, and I feel like we're all a lot more optimistic than we were before. Well, he's given Richarlison man of the match, so let's see what anybody else has to say. I've got Andy coming on next, and here's what Andy had to say.
Spurs storming back to draw 1-1 at Liverpool. In a game that I think a lot of us thought we'd get nothing from. I think a lot of us thought if we concede first, we'll concede 3, 4 or 5 more. And actually we didn't see that. We saw a team that for the first time in a long time dug in, scrapped, fought for every loose ball. With a team that is missing pretty much half a squad. You know, you see Ekitike being brought on and Salah and Chiesa, and you see Olisesi coming on, and you see 2 goalkeepers on a 7-man bench. It shows a real stark issue at Spurs. But do you know what? The players dug in. I thought Kevin Danso led the back line magnificently well. I thought Pape and Archie Gray got through a hell of a lot of work in the midfield. I thought really actually the front three, okay, at times it didn't work, but I thought Tell looks like the one player throughout of all this awful times, all these awful times that we've had. Tell's the one guy that looks like he cares. It looks like some confidence in him, which obviously old Tommy Frank hated him for no reason. But obviously it's great for the Evertonian legend Richarlison to get the equaliser in a game that we deserved that. We absolutely deserved the point. Dare I say we deserved actually probably more. The fact that we've had, over two times the amount of shots on target that they have, we created great chances, and Richie probably could have had a few on a different day. So look, but you know what? It's a point that we didn't think we were going to get. It's now something that we take on board and go, look, the losing has finally stopped. The chaos of Madrid has stopped. Let's see. There might be more chaos in midweek from Madrid, but Forest up next, and I'm buzzing. Hope you have a good weekend, all, and Coys.
Yeah, it could easily turn around again in midweek, but at the end of the day, if we play Atletico Madrid now with a little bit more confidence in us, you never know, we could turn around that tie. And if we go into Forest to beat Forest, and all of a sudden things start looking better again. Things can change really quickly in football. I just hope they change really quick for us, because we need to climb away from that relegation zone. We're 1 point ahead still, so there's still a lot of work to do. But now that we've seen this bit of fight at Anfield, maybe that will give us a bit more of a boost to push on. Now, next up, I have Billy T from the Whistle Blows, and here's what he had to say.
Hello, guys. Finally, feels like a bit of positive news for Tottenham for once. A little bit of momentum, a little bit of fight, a little bit of spirit, a little bit of courage. Going to Anfield, a place we have an absolutely terrible record, and getting a point. It could have even been more. Really disappointing goal to concede again. Let down by Vicario, an absolute howler. A free kick that he should have saved. And again, we missed a few chances as well to be even better. But the comeback, getting an equaliser late in the game, showing some spirit, not giving up, is what we've been wanting to see for ages. I think the Spurs fans are amazing. And finally, this could be the kickstart to keep us out of this relegation fight. Finally, the spark that we need. So a massive, massive result. Makes the Forest game next Sunday look absolutely massive now. I know there's some big plans ahead for that, for fans to get behind the team. But finally a bit of positivity from Tottenham. Up the Spurs.
Cheers, Billy. And I'm glad you mentioned the fans, because I forgot to. I could hear them. I was watching it on TV today, and I could hear them over the fans in Anfield. You could hear the Spurs fans at Anfield. That's how loud they were today. Absolutely brilliant from the fans. And I'm going to the Nottingham Forest game next week. So fingers crossed that I bring us a bit of luck and we actually get a victory over the line. Now, last but not least, I've got Harry, and here's what Harry had to say.
So it ends Liverpool 1, Tottenham 1. I think we've got to take that, haven't we? I think if you said to the majority, if not all, you'd think all, there's always some though, isn't there? All the Spurs fans, would you take a draw at Anfield before the game? We would have absolutely said yes. 4 defeats out of 4 before this under Igor Tudor. And yes, those that are negative will look at it and go, no, win still in the Premier League in 2026. Of course, that is a concern. But being honest with you, I'm a positive and optimistic person, but even me prior to Liverpool was like, I think we really actually could and probably will go down. I'm really struggling at the moment to find things to get behind. And I look at that and that gives me just a tiny bit of confidence going into Atletico. And I know that the priority's got to be the Premier League, but part of me thinks, okay, it has Richarlison kick-started our season a little bit. And I can't believe I'm saying this at game week 30, but our season's really never got going as I can't believe it. I'm not saying, look, we're going to win 8 games or anything like that, but hopefully inspire us up to pick up more points at least, and even get a couple of wins would be amazing. And it's a weekend where we haven't lost out, which is amazing, really. Like, going to Liverpool, we had the toughest game, probably West Ham as well, to City. The fact that we haven't lost an advantage on Forest, who had an easier one against Fulham, or Leeds, who had Palace, and it felt like a big point for Leeds, less so now. I think it's a direct shootout, if I'm honest. As I've said this for 2 weeks now, and I stand by it, between Tottenham and Forest. I think West Ham and Leeds will be okay. I really do think so. I think Leeds will stay up by about 5 points. I think West Ham will stay up by similar 4 to 5, or maybe 6 if they're lucky, max points. And I know you're thinking, how can they get that much clear from where they are now? But they just look a lot more confident. But at this moment in time, I'm more positive after what we've seen, and Richarlison, getting that goal, and he comes alive in these big moments. Loves a goal against Liverpool. The goal was coming. I think Liverpool, though, need to wake up. It's not our concern, but they really need to wake the hell up, really. They were poor in the game. I still don't think we're perfect. Every time the ball went over the top, and it was Dragusin or Vicario, I was like, oh my God, the pair of them. And I don't trust either of them. But fair play to Tottenham. The likes of Gray, superb. Sarr, superb. Thought Simmons come on and had a good impact. Moani frustrates me. I don't think he really wanted to win the ball at first, but it comes off Robertson, a bit of an error, and then Moani done really well, close ball control to lay it off to Richarlison, who snuck it past Alisson. So for Liverpool, really concerning. For Tottenham, we take the point, we move on. Big week next week, because we find out if we're in the Champions League or not. More than likely we head out, and then a huge game against Forest. That is a real big one, and for me, we've got to be focused on Forest. That's the ultimate thing, because Champions League, you get another shot out. If you go down, then I think you're stuck there for a while. But focus on the positives. It's a draw for Tottenham. It feels like a win. I know that sounds like small club mentality, but that's a realisation. That's the reality of where we are right now. But thank you for having me. I have my own YouTube channel at HarryScar22. If you move me out of the way, my handle is just there. That's my YouTube channel, or at HarryScar22 on all socials. Football content creator, YouTuber, Spurs season ticket holder, podcaster. I have a couple of podcasts, you name it. Always on We Are Tottenham TV. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Harry, mate. Don't worry. Your link to your channel will be pinned in the comments. So if anybody wants to subscribe to anyone that's been on today, please hit those links and go to their channels and subscribe. Thank you to everyone that's been on. Thank you in advance for everyone that comes on and contributes to the channel, comments and likes. Really appreciated. A lot more upbeat people today, which is makes me happy. I really hate seeing all my fellow Spurs fans upset and miserable. Today it's a little bit of an uplift, but there's still a lot of work to do. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's game. Who was your man of the match? I might have to give it to Danso. Nigel's give it to Richie. Who do you think is going to be man of the match today? Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.